always need to put too many,
Yeah, come on in. All right, what do you prefer?
Oh, I care less.
Neither one.
Excuse me. Turn this off.
You got a little girlfriend in your pocket, or that's your son?
No, that's my phone. It's just bullshit that time. Okay. It's my granddaughter's birthday, and I wanted to see if she said something. Okay, what can I do for you?
Well, actually, I guess I'd say the same thing, right? So,
Okay, it's your turn.
you're, wow. So, I'm sure you have some interesting stories. But, well, first of all, thanks for your service.
You're welcome. I'll do it again.
What's that?
I'll do it all over again.
Would you?
Yeah.
Vietnam, I don't know that all veterans would say the same thing, but, you know.
Standard answer would be my car. I keep getting all that stuff in the mail every month or so, and I finally said, hell with it, I'll call and check it out.
Okay. What do you notice in regard?
The ringing is the worst part.
Okay.
It's a constant ringing.
How long has that been going on?
No, quite a few years.
Actually, I was within just 1 second of my dad's lifetime.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
So that was pretty good for that quick, but I just, you know, it was such a rush.
You want to have a real thrill. They have, well, I've seen it on the internet.
We had all the autographs and everything. There was hardly anybody there. It was great.
I never saw the track, but I don't like to drive highways all the time. You get bored.
Yeah.
So I drive back and forth to Florida to see my mother, and I drive some of the back roads down there, on Keystone.
Wow. Lots to be thankful for. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank God for that. I need to ask you a couple FDA required questions here, and then I want to look in your ears.
All right.
Alright, so yeah, take a look next.
Clear? I'll meet you halfway.
Oh, thanks. Good. Normal residual length, nothing problematic at all. Yeah. Good there too. Good. All right. So with that. The rest of the other questions are related to the test results, so I'll answer those shortly. All right, so most people appreciate a little brief history or education, really. Probably most people aren't real familiar with the audiogram, the graph of the hearing test results. Are you?
Well, when it beeps and you hit it, it shows it. When you don't hear it, it doesn't show it.
Right. Now the bass all the way up to higher pitched treble type sound. And as long as your hearing levels stay in that 0 to 20 range, or even better, of course your hearing's okay. When it drops out the 20 decibels, it's interesting that when it comes to human speech, most of our perception of volume comes from the mid to low frequency range, about 80–85%. Did they say something? Not exactly what they said.
I'm speaking, I just can't quite.
There you go. So that's pretty common.
Yeah.
So volume, we do pronounce all the vowel sounds over here. Some of the deeper, harder consonants like D and B and M and N. Those are not part of the word. You hear E, and you have to say what. Kind of like, you know, not that I watch it, but Wheel of Fortune. You know, they got the phrases and they give you a little clue, but you know, if everybody else has all the consonants and the vowels, but you only have the vowels, of course, and just sees the phrase right there. Maybe hit the button and answer, solve the puzzle, but you know, if you're missing those sounds, well, it takes you a lot longer. and you might have to ask people to repeat, etc. Now, the next step, let's check your hearing. Now, you can leave your coat on, or you can take it off. I will take it off.
Yeah, I would too.
All right. So let me turn the light on here. There we go. All right, nice boots.
No, thank you. I always wear one type of boot or another.
Okay, there? Okay. All right, so remember, any beat at all, no matter how soft or faint, still counts. Sorry. Okay, how's that? Is that better? Okay. If you have any questions at any point. Both ears about the same. Okay, we'll start with your right for now. Keep doing what you're doing. Now let's switch to your left ear. Okay, can you hear me? Now, let me take a guess. It should be right, but you pronounce your last name Yakin. All right, Yakin. So, we're going to move to the speech test. Okay, so as I mentioned, I want you to choose the volume that seems clear and comfortable. And right now you're hearing me in both ears, but I want you to choose that volume individually, so we're going to switch over and do that now, okay? Can you hear me? Very good. So you're almost done. The last part is back to beeping, but my presentation method's different. So the headband that's hanging up, I'll set that up for you in a moment. If it's off the thing, just push the button. Thanks. Okay. So that was just a comparison there. So, watch your step. Yeah. All right. Okay, so yeah, it turns out actually you do have a significant hearing loss here, and as you kind of indicated in the high frequencies. All right, so out of curiosity, just you know, that's significant. I'm sure it is affecting the clarity. Just curious as to why you haven't done anything about it sooner. No particular reason.
Old age.
Okay. Well, let's go over your result here. Your right ear will highlight. There's a circle, but I'll use the pink highlighter to highlight. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
When you talk about that volume component under 1,000 hertz and over for the volume, your hearing's definitely in the normal range, no problem, and they're pretty much the same. That's when we had.
I totally agree, because like I said, when I'm in a movie, the background noise is so high that you can hardly hear the actor speaking.
Music, yeah.
Yeah, and there's many times I'll be watching the TV with my wife. Terrible thing. We waste most of the abilities.
Well, that's true. That's true.
We only use like 10% of our brain, if that.
And what we do use, it's amazing. But
Yeah.
If we could unlock it all, wouldn't it be even better?
Great.
All right. So the speech test, though, left ear and right ear, statistically pretty much the same. 95, 85 is not 100, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I actually believe if I get rid of the ringing, I could hear it.
Well, oftentimes it seems that way, that it interferes, because the more you strain, the more that ringing is prevalent and closely.
I could hear it in there.
It's just loud. Oh yeah.
I could hear my ringing while I was in there.
I'm sure.
What amazed me was when you went from one ear to, when you started with the left ear for volume,
Mm-hmm.
didn't seem that loud. Well, let's go to the drags this weekend. I said, okay, let's go. I heard one dragster go down the strip. One. And I went back to the concessions, and I found a good set of earplugs. Like the little wire, like the ones you have outside.
Yeah.
And I shoved them babies in as far as I could get them every time.
Yeah.
They were so much louder than they ever were, because they're so much more powerful.
Yeah, well, that's true. But also, sometimes when you develop some hearing loss, sometimes you become more sensitive to loud noises.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the rep thing that remember we did the inner ear, actually you did, the inner ear, the part responsible for hearing, that's the cochlea. So now this is a cutaway that's all surrounded by bone tissue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually what we're testing.
Okay.
Headphones, we've got the outer, the middle, and inner ear together. So the comparison is, with that last test, if it was, significantly better, well then we know that the problem lies somewhere in between, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty much identical. So you can see identically the same, exactly there at 500. As long as it's 15 or less, 15 decibels different or less, then not only that, but of course the configuration tells us, that's the typical, noise-induced hearing loss. Nothing abnormal at all. So no red flags, which is good. What questions do you have for me?
Again, let's go back to the ringing. Is there a way to get rid of it?
Possibly. Let's find out.
There's no medication, I know that.
That's right. So among all treatments, no, I never questioned it again until I was in my 20s.
I never bothered. I never really noticed it, and I can't tell you when. Like I said, I can't tell you exactly when it started, but
right, it's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, I mentioned it one night to somebody, and so forth and so on. So I always just,
much as you can,
I don't believe in depression, so.
Well, that's good. All right, so any questions on the results?
No, not really.
All right, so next thing then, pursue you're here alone, so each test. So if you had somebody with you, would use a familiar voice, but let's use mine. Hearing, of course, in the booth, you couldn't read the screen, and it wasn't my voice, so you couldn't read my lips. So same thing. Well, I'll just do this. I'll fold up my clipboard.
I used to close my eyes.
Well, you don't have to.
I always do.
Okay. So now I'm going to read. Now we pull these words out of the other lists. So anyway, I'll read the word sin.
Sin.
All right. Good. Okay. Let's see how you did. How do you think you did?
Terrible, actually. About 2/3.
Well, actually, not that good. You actually missed 1, 2, 3, 4. Missed 5, so that gives 5 out of 10. So that's only
50%.
50%. So, all right. Now the sounds that you missed, all those consonants, right? But not follow suit with those types of sounds, right? So clarity. So, of course, you could hear me just fine. It was just not clear. All right. Now, in your case, 50%. When we add in noise, he's right. Let's get those set. All right. So, imported your test results. And now I'm really curious to see how you do. So let's see. We'll find out here. All right. So everybody responds differently. Everybody's unique, but should do better. But let's find out.
I go inside my ear.
Okay. We'll talk about this, but we're going to see if it helps you or not first.
Yeah.
First thing was when I looked in this ear, that's the one with that real sharp bend to it. So, let me deal with that first.
Okay.
So.
Just get, put a screwdriver in and straighten it out. Bend it the other way.
I couldn't do that, remember, it always says do not use to pry or.
Oh, don't worry about that. Those are old wives' tales.
Yeah, right. Half the time that's what you use that screwdriver for. There, yeah, that's a little bit narrower.
Yeah, actually in there now.
Yep. Now this side was straighter, didn't have a sharper bend. So let's try this one on first.
Okay.
See, now it might be a great fit, but it might need the narrow. Bother him at all?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that feels more comfortable, but.
Yeah. Well, I could feel some tension there, so maybe you would prefer.
No,
I mean, it holds it there. You don't seem like, you seem like that guy that doesn't really complain too much.
I try not to. I mean,
I'm
I'm in pain every day of my life, and I don't try not to complain about that either, because there's nothing you can do about it, so just live with it.
Yeah, that's true. Most people would complain.
I carry pain pills in my pocket. When I have to, I take one, and when I don't, I don't.
All right, that looks better.
Fortunately, I have a good relationship with all my doctors, and they give me whatever I ask for.
Good. Obviously, they realize that you're not one to abuse them.
No, that's the thing. They know that I do not abuse the pain pills. I get 75 a year, and that's about it.
Oh, wow.
And my daughter ends up getting some of those. Dad, do you need pain pills? Oh, there's nothing wrong with you.
Every once in a while. All right, so these are muted. So there's something in your ears, but right now, other than that, and it's not bothersome, right?
No.
Good. Most people start off softer like that. Does that sound better to you now?
Yes.
Yeah, good. All right, so now as you acclimate, because here's the process right here in a nutshell.
See, in my own voice, there's still a lot of it.
Yeah, that's typical.
But it's not that not that drastic. I wouldn't change it. I mean,
Okay.
it's not irritating or.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you hear different.
It's not unpleasant or irritating.
Okay. All right, that's important to know.
It's different, but it's not, especially with the S. That
People say maybe a little lispy or something at first. And actually, I'm curious to see how you do so. I'm actually temporarily going to do this.
curiosity is a terrible thing, you know.
Well, not really.
Oh, yes, it is.
Well,
You know.
then again, sometimes it's worth it.
But the thing is to get from the point where you become curious to the point where it becomes worth it. There's a lot of, oh my God, I shouldn't be doing this shit.
Well, at least I've been doing it long enough.
Well, this is different.
A little safer.
Yeah, this is different.
That's true. Now, okay, so in a couple of weeks then, after wearing them like that, we're going to get that. Yeah, right there. There we go. So, now that's calculated based off your hearing test results, so pretty much that should be really close to where you would want them long term, but of course you're not. Another word list.
Go ahead.
And we'll see how you do. All right, so back up again.
Okay.
And same rows. Casual conversational time, right?
Right.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. See?
Okay, how was that?
That's instant messenger. She's probably telling me.
No. You're running late. Hurry up.
Okay.
Come on, everyone business.
Yeah, right. All right, you ready? Say the word tax.
Tax.
Say the word teeth.
Teeth.
Say the word chase.
Chase.
Say the word list.
List.
There you go. Wow.
Is it list or list?
You got it. List.
I thought so.
Yeah. So, well, there's an improvement for you.
Yeah.
You got them all right.
Yeah.
Good job. You said, yeah. I'm like, yeah, of course I did.
Well, I would expect so. Yes, I do expect it. I'm sorry, but I did.
Yeah, well, hey, I expect that of myself too, but what I didn't, now looking at your results, you know, sometimes people do need that feature that I disabled. For you, you obviously didn't. You got all the words 100%. Wow.
Yeah, my voice still sucks, but yours, I don't really hear the background as much.
Oh, good. Good. Well, that's amazing. Now, that's good. Let me see here. Speech or distance, right? Your wife's talking to you from the other room, right? She walks away, start to miss words, right?
Yeah.
Now, she's not here, but I'll do my best. So, well, I'm going to do. All right, so, it's starting to settle down for you. But, now let's come back. Okay, so that level that we started at, where you said it was comfortable, different but comfortable. Now that's at same level. How does that sound to you?
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything with your voice bothering at all?
No, not now. No.
Comfortable?
No.
Good. And my question for you.
I've always adjusted rather quickly.
There.
Seriously, I mean.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people have a little bit harder time than that. But
I expect perfection.
yeah. That's me too. Let me ask you a quick question though,
Go ahead.
because I'm curious.
Ask me anything you want.
The ringing,
It's still there.
still there? All right. Now, you said in a moment now the background and stuff. Now, what were you talking about there? You said that went away. Or did you mean like the reverberation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here, you know, as we were doing the speech test
It's
and
very
walk
low.
away.
You sound almost perfectly normal.
Okay. Now this is 100%.
Yeah.
But there we go. Then you can probably hear that in the background, right? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty mild.
Yeah.
All right. So for some people, they need that additional. The perfectionist and me is anxious to jump into all these other things I can do to help you. But anyway, we'll leave it at that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't think so. Not in my line of work.
No. Not in anybody's line of work. I want to do the best I can for the person I'm dealing with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and if I can't, then why am I here?
Right. Now, I do have to buffer that with the fact that, okay, for today's appointment, the main purpose, right?
Well, as I'm sure you've learned in the past already, that you can't help everybody.
Well, I can't help everybody,
You know,
and that's
those people who
frustrating.
want help, who accept it, because I doubt if insurance will pay anything.
Most insurances, yeah, let me check yours, because they did.
Of course, you might be able to get the Veterans Administration to pay for it.
Yeah, they may send it back, so they check EPMC, no benefit. Now, the VA, of course, yeah, it's either you go through the VA or you get nothing.
I have TRICARE.
TRICARE, unfortunately, the same thing when it comes to hearing aids.
Okay.
All right, so, and I appreciate your honesty in that style is not something we are interested in. You said that you're somebody who does tend to persevere and get used to them. And you also said that you prefer something that nobody's ever going to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, when that's the case, they're actually able to say, and others you don't see. So,
I would be satisfied with either one of them. Like, that one is perfect, VHC.
right. So,
Which one's more expensive, that one or this one?
neither.
Oh, okay.
So, yep, and, well, yeah, you can get them a bit smaller, but, you know, that's a bigger, more powerful one, but.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, these days, that's pretty much the only way that we fit these, because most people prefer, like what you had there, with that thin little wire.
Yeah, this isn't, they're not that bad, but.
They're not, so,
No,
now that one slipped out a little bit of your ear, so it should fit a little bit more flush. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not a perfect fit for your ear. I just use my demos with the average tips on there, and you know the wires. Yeah, this is a little bit long on you, but anyway, should fit more flush. And we have other receiver styles. So if you're interested in that style, I can, you know, try these other ones on and see how they fit on your ears. But from the get-go, it seems like, you know, now this is so the part that goes behind your ear can be this small. You don't have to have a purple, but anyway, and then the wire still goes down to deep in the ear. But yeah, I mean,
if they cost the same, I prefer to go deeper in the ear. I mean,
okay. Well, you can with this one, Can you try it on? Sure. I don't know that it'll be comfortable because it's not made for your ear, but actually this one's made for your right side.
No, that figures. Take out the wrong one.
50-50.
Then you come up to
A little different shape, so. But anyway. That one's not as deep as it should be.
no, but actually, it's not that uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it'll be made custom to your ear, so.
Yeah.
So that
There's only-
is not nearly as comfortable as it would be because it's going to be made custom to your ear, so.
Actually, it felt.
When I
at
put
first
these
it felt-
in-
At first it felt tight, and then after that, it just, within a couple
Settles down.
seconds.
But
Yeah.
this is custom to my ear, so I don't have any pressure. That's the way it would be. Yeah, so you can go with either one. This is going to be less noticeable, and so it sounds like from what you're telling me that you prefer that one, right?
What's cost?
Again, we can put the same level of technology in any of those, and the cost is the same. So we can go over that in a moment, but just to let you know, I mean, that's not a factor when it comes to which style, right?
Bottom line, to me, the bottom line is the cost. What is the cost? I
Yeah.
don't care less about all the others.
Yeah.
I would wear those.
Well,
As opposed to these, I might wear around the house, but I'm not going outside.
well, see right there, that's the key, and that's why this is an important discussion.
Yeah.
So which, the nail on the head,
Yeah.
you gotta wear it, so.
I know, because my mother, I'd always yell at her. My mother died of cancer, and
Hmm.
fortunately, because I'm retired, I spent the last 5 or 6 months of her life with her. I flew down to Florida and stayed with her.
Hmm.
And, Mom, put your damn hearing aids in. What? To put your hearing.
Well,
She was a different person.
well, that's okay.
Well,
Everybody's different.
if my mother raised me today, she'd be arrested.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, child neglect. My dad died when I was 4.5, almost 5 years
Oh,
old.
wow. Wow.
And I had twin sisters. And she was a young woman, and she was working, dating, and there were times that she'd be, one, I can do it.
Wow. That's awesome. I'll jump into the cost here in a minute. First, you should know everything's included. You get your battery supplied, no charge, as long as you have your hearing aids. If you can't make it, any damage it beyond repair, one-time replacement on that too. So we do include a lot, and we're not one of those practices that just let you hit and let the door hit you on the way out, and and that's it. All right.
As long as you're in business.
That's right. Well, we've been in business here since 1949, so don't stay in business that long by not taking care of your patients.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so.
This is dinner. Florence had a purgatory tonight. Oh.
I just went there for the first time. That was awesome.
Yeah, you like that? That's it.
Who cares how big it is, because you're not holding it half the time anyway.
Right.
To talk anyway. All right, so if we, and your bottom line guys too, after our discounts.
Probably just saying, okay, man.
From what you described, I would recommend this one, when you are retired.
6,000.
Almost. You know, we have one step, more expensive than that, but I think it's overkill for you. Whichever way you go, most of our patients, we have financing options. You can do no interest for a year. You can go longer, with interest, 9.9.
My wife does all that, so I don't
Yeah.
handle it.
Yeah, that makes it easy. Well, that's easy. I let my wife take care of those things. I mean, we talk about it, can make decisions, but she makes all the payments sometimes, so that's what I like.
We talk about it too, and then she says no, so I said, okay.
Okay, that's better not to ask her. So, all right, well, in this case, obviously, she's going to want you to hear and understand better, since it's her voice that's the worst. Which one do you want to go with?
I would go with this one.
Okay. Need to upgrade, you can pay the difference, and we don't charge you any fees to do that. So we'll start out with this one.
So with this one, what the background?
Now, they both have the automatic and adaptive noise reduction features. It's just the degree, how much noise reduction is available. Okay. So, more.
And see what happens, or.
Well, right, exactly.
Go down to my family room and put on put a movie in and listen to the sound system down there.
Right. So, that's the nice thing is, get started and you're coming in for your follow-up visits and, yeah. So, here you go. So if you don't, if you finance the full amount here.
No, I will call you about it. I'm not gonna make any decision right now.
That's okay. So, now this says 12 equal payments. The minimum payment's lower, 383 a month pays it off in 12 equal payments. The mix with interest, so it'd be somewhere in there. So, anyway, so here's my sheet. Why don't I, right, you said you want to talk to her, right?
Oh, yes, I won't make that decision.
That's fine. And,
Last time I made a decision about buying something, she got pissed.
well, yeah, it's not worth it.
I bought a $50,000 Corvette, and she got really pissed.
Well, that's a big difference,
She
isn't
said,
it?
you should have told me. I said, why? You would have said no. She said, that's right. I said, well.
So what's
I said, you answered your own question. She says, my car, it's, you know, my money, and I'm buying it. I said, I just bought you a brand new house, the least you can do is.
Okay. All right, so. There's the numbers right there. Okay. All right, you want these numbers too, or just these ones?
No, I'm not concerned with that. If I go with this grade to that, $70,000, I'll pay that.
Okay. So, yeah, definitely want you to stay married and not have arguments.
We didn't even argue about the Corvette, but she knew I wanted one, she knew I was gonna buy one eventually.
She just wanted you to talk to
Her problem was she did not believe the truth. And the truth of the matter was, I went up to see a friend of mine at Cousy Chevrolet, who was the general manager of the place,
Yeah.
to tell Dave, okay, it's time to start.
All right. So, now, next step, now, in terms of.
After 50 years. And
Yeah, gotta take multiple years.
Yes.
Also then, I like to, what I prefer for most people, like, well, they really didn't hear as well as they did, you know, it didn't make that much of a difference. And they started to talk themselves out of it, and pretty soon, next, you know, it's a year later, and they haven't done anything.
To sit here and talk to you, it makes absolutely no.
They don't fit anything like that. You know, because, of course, they provide hearing aids, et cetera, then, of course, then they're servicing them, et cetera, and they want, you know, them to last. In that case, though, I mean, if it's something where there's a question and what are our options, that sort of thing, well, keep the appointment, we'll go over it.
Yeah.
I mean, so what I expect to do that appointment first, like I said, I expect that you'll think of questions that you didn't think of today.
No.
I mean, if not, that's okay, but,
Well,
but, most people, they do, so.
that's most people.
Well, that's true, you're not most people.
I try not.
Me too. Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Always.
So let's off see, I think Kathy's over there at the desk right now, and we'll get your appointment for that diagnostic eval, okay? All right, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, and then he wanted to call back. I told him you were busy all day, and you know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would give him a call as soon as you were available.
Sure. So this is the dad?
This is the dad.
Okay.
Jeff, you saw Jeff?
So dad, yep. But the
That's
dad
his
wants to call back.
son.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe, if you wouldn't mind sticking in his dad's chart in my slot there, and then that way I've got his number, and yeah, I'll does Luke tend to check, does he check his Skype? He says he does.
He does do that, but, I think they're in a meeting
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
Because I tried to get a hold of Chrissy Cole, and,
Maybe you know what, I'll send him.
and I remember Annette saying that they were in a meeting today.
Well, if they're in a meeting, I'll send Lou a text, because Lou, if he's not at his computer, he'll ignore the Skype.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what, too? Yeah, I mean, if they're in his office, he may not get the text either, because he doesn't
Right.
get service in that office.
Well, at least the text, you got a better chance.
Yeah, right.
Voice, okay.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario, you're gonna talk to the guy tomorrow.
Right. Well, probably within the next hour or so, we will probably have to go to the bathroom, and then I'll get the text.
Oh, yeah, okay. And I did tell you that Robert's checked in.
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Why is he curious about the insurance card?